Hi, I'm Anna Miller. I'm the Associate Pastor here at First United Methodist Church in Albany, and welcome to part 3 of Persevering in Our Faith. Now, in week 1, we talked about in order to persevere, we need to first remember that faith is about a relationship with God, and we are to draw upon that assurance of our faith that we had when we first believed in Jesus. In week 2, we learned that we are to hold fast to our faith, holding fast to that confession of our hope without wavering, because God is faithful and He never wavers in being faithful to us. And so this is where I want us to pick up today. Hebrews 10 verses 23 and 25 is where we're going to pick up. Let's hear what the writer says about the need to continue to meet together in order to stay firm in our faith. This is what he says in verse 23. Let us hold fast to the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who has promised is faithful. Let us consider how to provoke one another to love and good deeds, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. You see, the writer says, let us not neglect to meet together, as is the habit of some, but rather encourage one another. These are surely precarious times, and we need encouragement to not lose our faith, as the Hebrews were losing their faith during their time of trial and persecution. You see, if we're not meeting together and worshiping like we normally do, we can leave a gap for the enemy to slip in and discourage us. And I want us, as the writer says, he says, let us consider. Well, I want us to consider how the enemy does that for just a minute. How does the enemy slip in and discourage us, and our faith begins to falter? You see, on a daily basis in our regular lives, we listen to those cynical voices that try to take our faith away. Oftentimes we hear the voice of the enemy that speaks lies instead of truth. We live in a culture of materialism that tries to make us forget that God is the provider of all good things for us. We even live in a self-centered society that tries to make us forget what our purpose is and take our focus off of God. See, the enemy is plotting against us with trials and struggles to cause our faith to be shaken instead of remaining firm in our faith. And so if we are not careful, even mediocrity in our relationship with God can zap our strength and cause our faith to falter. So we need to continue to meet together. See, if the enemy can keep us from worshiping God, if the enemy can keep us from being encouraged by the body of Christ, he just may be successful in his evil scheme to cause us to lose our faith in God, just like these first Jewish converts who were struggling in their faith. So let us continue to meet together and encourage one another, worship together, to stay firm in our faith, to help us keep that assurance of our hope without wavering. So why? Why do we meet together for worship? You might be wondering, well, I'm doing fine on just watching this video once a week, but see, we were created for community. God created us for fellowship, and I'm glad you're tuning in. Don't get me wrong, but we were created to fellowship together. We need help to persevere in our faith. We need encouragement, and often the faith of one can help encourage the faith in another. Maybe more importantly, why should we meet together? Because God said so. I've kind of been wanting to say that. Just do it because God said so. Often we heard that when we were little and our parents said, just do it because I said so. Well, that's really God's plan for us to stay together and encourage one another. So however we can, we need to continue to meet together. Now, you might be thinking, okay, how do we do that? You might be wondering, with us not really, with the shelter in place still and trying to social distance, how do we do that? Well, I want to invite you. Tomorrow night, we're going to have a special service. Tomorrow, Wednesday night, September the 2nd at 6 o'clock, we are going to be recording this Sunday's service. So I want you to come. This weekend is Labor Day weekend. We're not going to have church in person on Sunday this week because of the holiday. So rather, come tomorrow night at 6 o'clock and worship together with us. Now, we're still going to stream the service at 10:30 live on our website, Facebook, YouTube, so you can still catch us on Sunday morning, but not in person. Now, every Tuesday morning, we have Ladies Bible Study at 10:30. We're going to be meeting in the sanctuary. So every Tuesday at 10:30, we have Bible study. And then on Wednesdays at 10 o'clock in Walden Chapel, we're going to have Sunday school. You are welcome to come to any of these in-person worship time. Now, we still have many Sunday school classes who are meeting every week on different days at various times via Zoom. And so we have a day and a time to meet your needs, to meet your schedule. If you are not connected, call the office and we will connect you with a Sunday school class. Our college and career class meets every Thursday at 8 o'clock via Zoom. So they are staying connected virtually. As the author says, do not neglect to meet together, as is the habit of some, all the more as you see the day approaching. These days are surely difficult and troublesome. It is especially important for us now to continue to meet and worship together. I hope you choose to stay connected because others need you. I need you to stay encouraged. Others need you to help them persevere in their faith. So let us continue to meet together, encouraging one another to have the strength to persevere, to stay firm in our faith, all the more as we see the day approaching. This is our Tuesday Faith Tune-Up. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next time.